Man, I sure love staring at my lock screen. Well, it's October. You know what that means, Mechagodzilla? What? No. It means it's almost Halloween. You know what that means? Yeah! Halloween. It's one of the greats when it comes to holidays. That is, unless, of course, you believe it is actually Satan himself, in which case, I really can't help you there. Sorry about the reverb in my room. There's a window right there. It's the one night a year where all the spooks and spirits come out. And they dress up like various things, mostly animals. They go to the country club and they get a bunch of candy from old people. Because the old people got the best candy, and we all know that. But today we're talking about something more sinister than old people candy. Creepypastas. So if you don't know what a creepypasta is, imagine a campfire story, except it's terrible and it's on the internet. That's creepypasta. That's all you need to know. Some creepypastas are actually good, but most of them are not good, and today we're going to talk about the ones that are not good. A little disclaimer to the peoples that we're going to be reading today. I don't have any ill will towards you or your work. I just find your lack of literary skills incredibly funny, and I hope y'all do too. So without further ado, yeah.
In my quest for bad creepypastas, I discovered a nice little website called The Bad Pasta Wiki. This website's mostly for unintentionally bad creepypastas.
Look at some of these titles, my lord.
The Clone. Slenderman Strikes Again. Blitz Degrade. The Time Traveler. Rewrite. To Story of Squidward XXXX. Sonic.exe, another round. That's just a theory. A death theory. Thanks for watching. Bloodery the Killer. Animal.exe.com. And of course, my personal favorite, the alternate script of the fourth Indiana Jones.
To start off our great adventure, we're going to start with a little happy tale. I'm going to make us real happy. The Fat Ghost.
Note, he didn't write this creepypasta, it's just posting in here. This story is true. Do not call fake, because it is all real, you and me. So once I was sleeping, but then I heard something in my closet, so I opened it and a skeleton came out and said, "Run, he was coming." I wondered who was coming, but then a fat ghost came and said, "Boo!" Then I peed my pants. So and the ghost getted mad, but I getted a vacuum and soaked him in. I was bored at me house, but suddenly a zombie I was getting attacked. I slizzed his head off, and there was hyper-realistic blood. I was really mad because it stained me carpet and walls. Even worse, there was also hyper-realistic guts and insides. The fat ghost come out again, and I eated the last donut so he get real matter and tried possessing me. But I soaked him in the vacuum again. And then but a slap for eating the last donut. The end. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out what "and then but a slap for eating the last donut" means.
Because this video is going to be long already, we're jumping into one that's just as bad immediately with GTA San Andreas Limited Edition.
It all started when I lost my copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I was on eBay saw something out of the ordinary. The price was only $2.99. I was surprised because it was called GTA SA Limited Edition. Me, being curious, bought it. A few days later, it arrived in the mail. When I took it out of the box, the cover only said SALE. I ignored it and put the disc in my PS2. However, something was not right. Instead of the Rockstar logos, it went straight to a new game. It started off with CJ in Liberty City, walking alone in an alleyway. Then he gets a call from Sweet saying that their mother died. This was strange because I'd never seen that cutscene anywhere. Anyway, when CJ gets to Los Santos, he doesn't take a taxi. He steals a car and drives until the officer Tenpenny arrests him. Tenpenny doesn't drop CJ off the alleyway. He drops him off all the way at Mount Chiliad. Then, Blasting out of my TV, I hear a very realistic scream. As I am now in control, I investigate and find something disgusting. I see Salvatore Leone gutted with entrails all over. He's dangling from his colon. The screen blacks out, and I am now in control of some random pedestrian. I go outside, and the graphics are crystal clear. Me, a totally shocked, trying to turn off my PS2, but it wouldn't turn off, I'm assuming. Suddenly, I hear a very panicked scream. Play it again! As I have no choice, I reach for my controller and start playing. The game has started a mission entitled, Kill Him. I do as the mission says. It tells me to kill this well-dressed African-American man. As I kill him, the Channel 6 news comes on my TV, and I was completely shocked. President Obama and all of his associates had been brutally murdered in a shooting in Los Angeles. A photo of the man matched the pedestrian I was playing as. Me, cringing on the floor, crying for assassinating the president. My game says, mission passed, we have notified the police. Seconds later, a SWAT team busts out my door and arrest me. The game, still in my PS2.
Now those two were great for their own respective qualities, but they weren't genuine. We need something actual, something real. It'd look no better than a genuinely terrible creepypasta. Look no further than Pokemon. Pokemon creepypastas is terrible. Infamously just god-awful, and for good reason, they are. And I mean, if I, a 100% confirmed Poketuber, is not going to do a Pokemon creepypasta on my bad creepypastas video, then I'm doing something wrong. I'm going to look a little tale called Team Rocket's Typhlosion. Truth be told, what I wanted to do was, a while back, I found a creepypasta about Ghost Typhlosion that came out of a guy's Game Boy Color, pinned him under a bookshelf, and burned his house down. But I could not for the life of me find it, so this'll have to do. I slapped my knee a lot in this video. It's Halloween!
I got in a Heart Gold game for my birthday a year ago, and this is the story of what happened through my first try in the game. Terrible intro, by the way, just god-awful. When I started, the game was normal. I chose Cyndaquil, and I named it Flame after my old Game Boy Color Gold game, Cyndaquil. And it was normal until I got to Goldenrod City. Some female Team Rocket grunt ran up to me and said, "He was mine first." The screen then turned black, and I heard a run sound. I checked my Pokemon when the screen returned normal. No Flame, now Colava. I ran to the PC, still no Flame. Great. My best Pokemon and my best friend were gone. Sorry, if that Pokemon's your best friend, you got a couple problems there. Time to train up Centric. Things were then normal until I got to the Pokemon League. Then the grunt came up to me and said, "Take this nightmare away." The screen then flashed red and black. In placement of the grunt that was there, a black pool and a Typhlosion behind it. The Typhlosion then turned red and shrank, assuming that's return or capture. Then I checked my Pokemon. Sure enough, there's a level 100 Typhlosion where Scent was. I checked its stats. A cry of a Typhlosion played and a text box appeared. Please don't. I agree. I clicked it again, and another Typhlosion cry played, and the text box read, "Are you sure?" A yes and no box appeared. I clicked yes. I wish I hadn't. A Typhlosion sprite appeared with very noticeable editings. It had no pupils and blood-red eyes. It had 1 year only, and a drizzle of blood coming from its mouth, along with inky paws, muzzle covered in blood. I went to the stats. All the stats were at 999, which I do not think is possible for Pokemon, but maybe I'm wrong. The moves, only 2. Shadow Storm from Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, I think, and Blood Void, new move, I guess. I got out of the stats as fast as possible. I heard another Typhlosion cry and another text box appeared. "Did you take a good look?" Yes or no appeared, and I pushed yes. Another look again. This time it looked worse. Picture the same Typhlosion, but with longer teeth and rips showing in its fur and bone. Typhlosion then spoke again. "Can you handle taking care of me? Yes or no?" I chose yes. Then I had no control of my character, and was walked into the Elite Force gym. Typhlosion then spoke again. "I'll serve you to the end." No idea why. Maybe because he'll serve you to the end. I then regained control. As I battled the first Elite Four member, Will, I was forced to use Flame. His 2 moves popped up, and I was curious about Blood Void, so I used it on Azatu. It was used like Dark Void, but there was a red orb over it. There was a red orb over it, the dark blotch. It then said I had won the battle. When I got out of the battle screen, Will was not anywhere. Flame spoke again. "These are my new skills. I love using them." I was freaked out. Then I shut off the game. I had saved right before I had regained the Typhlosion. I heard the Typhlosion cry again, but my DSI was off. A text box appeared. I'm here. You can't get rid of me. I'm your best friend. I was horrified. Then I saw Flame's blood-red eyes, and then it turned into a sprite. I then felt bad. I was his best friend. Please keep me near you, it said. That was it. I was freaked out. Then I sold the game and asked for a new one. You said you felt sorry for? You were his best friend. You can't do that to him. I got a new game, and it was fine the whole game. And still is. I, of course, chose Cyndaquil and named it Flame. I had now saved my Pokemon Black version. But later, someone I heard say that they had a weird bloody Typhlosion named Flame that knows 2 abnormal moves, telling her she stole it. I kind of smiled. Somebody had my game. That distorted, hacked game.
Now, that was bad. But I'm telling you right now, that is the single best creepypasta that we have read and are going to read, because we have one more of it's just terrible. Beyond reconciliation. This one you might want to turn on the lights. It's going to get pretty spooky. You have been warned.
Warning! Before reading, know that this is very gory, and also my first creepypasta. Don't judge me. Sister, it's a little too late for that. Because this person doesn't specify before actually starting this, this is about Brawl. The first time I played that game, I was 8. But I was finally allowed to get it 3 months ago. I had beaten the story mode on easy within a week, but I kept playing it every day. But that was before I got Pokemon White version. I didn't play the game all week before Pokemon Black and White came out, but every time I looked at the Wii, I felt guilty. The night before games came out, I picked up the Wii remote and turned it on, clicking on Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I figured if I wanted to get a new handheld game, I would need to have my thumbs ready. Why would you need your thumbs warmed up for Pokemon Black and White? But there was something wrong. I couldn't skip the introduction, and as I pressed the A button, a voice came through the Wii remote. It sounded like a demon. No, not yet. Not ever again. I stared at the Wii remote in fear, thinking I had caused a glitch. So I looked up on the screen and I couldn't believe my eyes. That was a glitch. Then I sure effed up my game. I don't want to curse on this channel just yet. So blood was dripping from the words Super Smash Bros. Brawl. In the background, there was a pair of red eyes, almost staring right into my skull. But those eyes, they looked familiar. The way they were shaped. Those were Lucario's eyes. Instead of the screen turning black like it does after the name comes up, it turned blue, and I swear I saw the word sadness written in blood. As far as the characters, I swear their looks will haunt my dreams forever, and I swear this is the worst creepypasta I've ever read. Mario's eyes were bloodshot and green. His gloves looked like he'd just committed a murder, and instead of standing up and launching a fireball, he was sitting in a forest crying tears of blood leaning against a tree. He looked up right at the screen. His eyes seemed to stare into my soul, and what he said terrified me. Now, first off, you're looking at the Smash 4 artwork of Mario, because in Brawl, he doesn't have the fireball coming out. So whatever you're thinking of is wrong. First off, there's not a second off. You're back, and a bit too late if you ask me. He pulled out a knife that was stained with blood. Oh, and I killed a few of those dark mummy things for you. The screen went back a bit, and there were about 10 of them behind Mario, all dead, all scattered across the ground. The grass was dead, and I reached for the TV remote to turn off the TV, but I heard Mario's voice come from the TV. Okay, the grass was dead. You should have put that somewhere else instead of, right there. It sounds like you forgot to put it there, so you just wrote it there and didn't bother to go back because you were typing it, and you could have easily, but never mind, it doesn't matter. No, that won't work. We have many things to tell you, many things to ask you. I stopped immediately and turned my head toward the TV, and Mario was still there, frowning now. I sat there a moment and pressed the A button, trying to get this glitch to go away. But I heard a voice, and for a moment I was confused. Mario didn't say a word from the screen. In fact, he was pointing to the bottom of the screen, grinning a bit and laughing. The voice coming from the Wii remote. Rachel, your favorite fighter agreed to speak to you at last, but he'll guide you on this tutorial of the new SSBB. There's no quotes there. There should be. I slowly did what Mario said, and the voice came back from the Wii remote. You abandoned us for so long. Why did you leave? Finally get a life? Well, we got news for you. All of us. We're all you needed. You loved us all. I looked back up at the screen and almost ran away from the screen, and I knew this was more than a glitch. I didn't want this demon to attack me. Now you know what you're going to be told. Press the B button. I gulped hard, sweat a little from fear, and slowly pressed the B. The blue screen returned, but it didn't have words. It was me, cut in the left leg, slightly zombified. It bared its teeth, its red eyes filling with rage. I thought of screaming at the top of my lungs, but I didn't scream. It did. The scream was so loud, so intense and high that I struggled to press the button and get away, no commas. When I did, I felt a sudden pain in my left leg. It was the same cut, the same exact place as it was on the TV. But it went to my next character, Luigi. Now, Luigi was about the same as Mario, but he was surrounded by the ghosts of all the enemies, and they all turned to look right at me. Luigi put up a hand, drenched in blood, and said in such a demon-like voice that I wanted to run from the house. Leave her alone. She had to kill you guys. But I have a little bit of personal problems with her. Okay, your italicized I looks like a forward slash. I sat in wait, hoping that all these talks wouldn't be long. Luigi looked at me, not straight ahead, but right at me. So Luigi looked at me, not straight ahead, right at me. So Luigi looked at me. I felt a chill run up my spine, and Luigi finally spoke. You left, and you never said goodbye. Master is not happy about you. I said to myself quietly. I said to myself quietly, scared of the game now. Scared of the game now? Who's Master? Luigi's eyes widened. They almost popped out of their sockets, and his body turned black, completely black, and it began to slowly break apart. The inside of his mouth was completely red, and blue flames began to burn behind him. His voice was so terrifying, I screamed at the top of my lungs, but I kept looking at the screen. You don't know Master? He kept saying that constantly, and as his body rotted away, I saw that other me. As it became clear on the screen, my scream got quieter. Right when I stopped screaming, you guessed it! Oh boy! It began to scream, louder this time, and another long gash came from a large claw appearing on its right leg. I felt it too. There was a long gash exactly the same that appeared on my right leg. I pressed B as fast as I could, desperately trying to get away from it. And the screen didn't go blue. It went black. The scariest color. I panicked from all these things that have happened, and I looked up and saw each character come to me on the screen, each speaking when it was there. It was just False Peach, but her eyes weren't yellow. They were blood red. Her dress was stained with blood, but her voice was so calm. Why did you leave us? We missed you. Peach turned into a blue light and went to the corner of the screen. Bowser. He was also False Bowser, but his voice was also calm. You abandoned us, and we were just getting to know each other. Bowser turned into a blue light and went to the top of Peach, but it looks like the lights were trying to make something. Two lights! Two lights! You got leg from two lights. Good job. Diddy Kong. Again, false Diddy Kong. Red eyes instead of the hat saying Nintendo. It says death, and the voice was calm. You left us. You let us starve. He turned into a blue light and joined the others. Donkey Kong, his eyes were red, his hands were bloody, his mouth was also bloody too. Calm voice, just like the others. You let us starve. We had to kill all the enemies and eat them just to survive. He turned into a blue light and joined the others. Link. All of his clothes were stained with blood. His hands and mouth were bloody too. Bloodshot eyes and calm voice. Why did you leave? He turned into blue light and joined the others. Zelda, same as Link. Why did you leave? She turned into blood. Toon Link, Ganondorf. His jewel on his forehead was green, and there was blood all over him. His eyes were bloodshot, and his voice was calm. You could never put anyone through what we had to go through. You monster! He turned into a blue light and went to the other side of the screen. It confused me for a second, then I realized something. This Master. It's Lucario. Samus, Zero's suit, but the suit was next to her was rusty. Her hands closed, her mouth were bloody, and her voice was calm. Not even this suit could protect me from what we had to go through. Blue light, same as Ganondorf. It was clear that if this was a glitch, then my game was never going to work again. Except they said gonna, because gonna 100% belongs to Creepy. Yoshi, bloodshot eyes, was covered in blood, bloody hands, bloody mouth, and the voice was disturbingly calm. You left us. Why? Blue light, same as Wario, same as Link. My motorcycle kept me away from all this chaos. Blue light, same as Yoshi. Pit. His wings were dripping with blood, and he was the same as Link. Other than that, I couldn't fly away. Master wouldn't allow it. Blue light, and there was now a pair of legs. I saw the other me flash on the screen for a second, but there were many cuts on the legs. I looked down and knew that the game had turned on me. My legs were also covered with cuts. Kirby, his body was drenched with blood. His eyes were yellow. His sword was shown, and it was bloody too. Same with his mouth. Side B attack. He doesn't have a sword, I don't think, in Brawl. I think he just has the cutter. I couldn't get away. Blue light. It was becoming very clear this Master was Lucario. Many characters later. Which is not how you should structure a creepypasta, but okay. My cuts were gone, and the only characters that hadn't been shown like the others were Mario, Luigi, and Lucario. I watched the final character turn into a blue light, Pikachu, and add to the Master's head, Lucario. I looked at the screen and thought for a moment. What does all this mean? Why is my game turned on me? Why? But that's when they walked onto the screen. The Mario and Luigi's from the beginning. They looked at me and stood side by side. Mario. Now you shall meet Luigi. Not meaning Luigi, Luigi speaking. The newest version of your favorite character. Mario and Luigi together. Or as we call him. As I jumped, the Wii remote began to vibrate in my hand, but I calmed down and looked at the screen. Mario and Luigi. Master Lucario! They ran to the head and I learned their role. They were the ears. The figure began to go black, and I couldn't believe my eyes. This was no glitch. This was no normal video game. And that was not the Lucario I know! The black parts of his body were not dark gray anymore, but they were pitch black. The black parts of his body weren't dark gray, so the dark gray parts of his body weren't dark gray anymore. They were pitch black. The whites of his eyes were now pitch black, and his pupils were blood red. His blue fur wasn't blue now. It was blood red and burned away at some places. All of his spikes were dripping blood. His tail and the word death tattooed on it with green. His teeth were all sharp and dripping blood, and his torso was dark purple. Dark purple, that's relevant, I guess. He walked toward the screen, coming closer by the second. I couldn't press any buttons. They were all stuck, and the TV remote was gone. My heart began to race. I began to sob, and Lucario suddenly stopped. A black aura came to his spike on his chest, and became a sphere. The odd colors went away. He was a normal Lucario again. But he was hanging there, lifeless, as the sphere got bigger. A message popped up on the screen, and I was terrified by what it said. Would you like to continue the game? There were two options. Yes or no. I didn't know what to do anymore. The sphere was aimed right at me. I immediately selected no. When I did, another message popped up. Are you sure you want to stop playing? If you do, you won't be able to recover. I thought for a moment. Okay, so the game's asking me if I want to stop playing, but it's acting like I'm about to delete the file. But wait, it said I won't be able to recover. What the... I figured I had to delete the file, so I hit yes, confirming that, or so I thought, I wanted to delete the file. It didn't mean deleting the file. A voice came from the Wii remote. It was a demon-like voice, and it said, "We don't always get what we want. Look at the screen." I looked at the screen slowly, terrified. It showed the zombified me, but it was drenched in blood, covered with gashes, and it finally spoke. You have chosen to stop playing. Are you sure that you want to stop playing? I thought and selected no. I had figured it out. The game was trying to kill me. I see. You are free to go. The gashes on my body were gone, and I was able to breathe easier now. The game went back to the title screen, and everything was fine. No more gory characters. No more zombified me. So I turned off the Wii and went into the kitchen. My grandma was sitting there, holding a book. She told me it was for me. I eagerly took the book and read the title. Super Smash Brothers Demon Brawl.
Well, that was a hot load. I mean, yeah, I guess I am. There were so many unresolved points. What caused them to look like that? What was the thing that she made them go through while she was gone? Why did Lucario turn normal after that? Why does his black aura... Does he still have the tail tattoo? Why is it in green? What's the dark purple about? It did not make a single bit of sense. And dang it, I'm happy about it because that was beautiful. I had a good time tonight reading these bad creepypastas, and I hope you did too. Now go out, have some fun with your friends. Make sure your candy's not laced with drugs and or sharp objects, and have a happy Halloween. I'll see you next month, probably.